You want to get in shape, but you feel like you don't have enough time with focusing on your family, your work. And as you get older, the more and more responsibility you're having, it's getting harder and harder to go to the gym and have a consistent routine. And also, after long hours with work, maybe you had a baby, or there's just extra stress at home after you get back from a long day. You're feeling tired, exhausted, fatigued. And one of the last things that you want to do feeling like that is to work out. These are all things that myself and my clients have ran into. I've been consistent with working out since the age of 11, but as I was getting older, I saw that I had less and less time and more responsibility, and I had to find a way to get amazing results for my physique and my health without taking away focus from my business and still be able to have a social life and see my friends and family. I look how I do lifting 3 out of every 8 days, and these sessions for me last anywhere from 30 to 75 minutes. I use these same exact principles to help my clients. For example, Warren lost over 10 pounds in our first month working together, and he did this while running multiple businesses. And during this time, he didn't only lose fat, but he's building muscle and had more energy than he's ever had before. Or my client Zach, who had abs his whole life, but ended up through a little bit of a tough time mentally, put on some extra body fat, lost some muscle, and he's super busy as a luxury hairstylist. So I built routines for both of them to help smash their goals. Now Zach has packed on muscle and he finally has his abs showing. Warren and Zach only lift 2 to 4 times a week for 10 to 60-minute sessions. And I'm about to share with you exactly how they do this. Now, maybe you're thinking, I've worked with another coach and I didn't see results like that. Or I've tried a different program. Maybe you've done P90X. Maybe you've done a keto diet or different forms of workouts and training, and you saw some results and you eventually lost them, or you just didn't see the results that you wanted, even though you dedicated a lot of energy to it. This is something myself and Warren, Zach, and my client who I'm about to share with you, Mark, have all experienced this at some point in time. Mark has tried multiple programs and worked with multiple coaches before. Mark is over 50 years old and he does ministry. In under 3 months, he's lost 15 pounds, has went from benching the 60-pound dumbbells to the hundreds for reps, and still has all the time to focus on his ministry and spend time with his family. There's 2 pillars of how this works: training and nutrition. With high intensity training, you're able to get phenomenal results with just 1 to 4 sets per week per body part. And the reason why this works is because you're training to failure with longer rest times for your sets. The last 5 reps approaching muscular failure is where most of the muscle growth is going to take place. So instead of doing a lot of sets, 3 to 5 sets on an exercise, and on that last set you go close to failure, we can just do 1 to 2 sets per exercise and take them to complete failure. And this saves lots of time and gets an even better result. Instead of doing a lot of sets with a short amount of rest time, you're going to stimulate more muscle growth if you rest longer between your sets, up to about 2.5 minutes. So we're able to do less sets because you're resting longer between your sets, and you're also training to failure or close to failure for all of your sets. And the great thing about this is this can be done at home or this can be done at a gym. For example, Warren, he does all of his workouts at home. I have a different client, Andy, who does only home workouts, and he's been packing on muscle and strength from using these principles. Another way we're able to shorten workouts is because we're doing full body workouts or training each muscle multiple times per week. You're going to see more muscle growth from doing 1 set on 3 separate days in a week than doing 3 sets on 1 specific day in the week. So by having a higher frequency approach to your training, you're able to do less sets and get more muscle growth. These principles here will all be structured out to where you don't have to do the thinking behind this. It's going to fit your schedule, and it compacts everything to where you're doing 2 to 4 workouts a week that only take 10 to 60 minutes of your time. And I will program these workouts shorter or longer based off of your schedule. Some clients can dedicate more time to training, so their workouts are around 45 to 60 minutes, and other clients have less time to dedicate to training, so it can be as short as 3 workouts a week for 10 minutes. And because of these principles, both of these styles of training will provide great results. The second pillar is nutrition. There's 2 different ways I go about nutrition for my clients, and I provide these 2 options for all of my clients. Number 1 is a meal plan, and number 2 is macros. So a meal plan has every single ingredient mapped out into the exact gram. You'll eat the same meals every single day, and this will be updated on the week so you won't get bored of your meals. Now, this takes in factors such as your food sensitivities, foods you enjoy, and foods you don't enjoy, so that way you're able to stay on this meal plan. And the way that this fits into your schedule is that you cook all of the meals at one time, which takes about an hour or so, and then you don't have to take any time preparing food throughout the week, so you can focus on your work. Also, whenever you're eating these healthy foods, which I'll provide, you'll have more energy and time for your work. Option number 2 is providing macros for my client. For this, I provide a certain protein, fat, and carb range. As long as they hit specific protein, fat, and carb goals, which I provide, they're either going to be losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time in more of a cutting phase, or gaining muscle in a surplus while gaining a minimal amount of fat, depending on what their goal is. Let's say you're in a fat loss phase. I will make sure that you're losing at least 1 pound a week. I do this by finding your calorie maintenance and make sure that you're eating at least 500 calories under your calorie maintenance per day. Or let's say you already lost a lot of fat and your abs are showing and you're ready to start slowly bulking up. I will put you in a 200 300 calorie daily surplus, so that way you're nearly maximally gaining muscle as fast as possible without putting on unnecessary body fat. Now you might be thinking, how do I know if I'm eating a certain protein, fat, and carb range? I'll connect you to the app MyFitnessPal, and on this app, it's very easy to track. One thing you can simply do is look at food labels or weigh out and measure separate ingredients and enter each ingredient in your meal separately, so that way you're able to track your protein, carbs, and fat. And with these nutrition plans, it helps my clients have amazing results cutting and losing body fat. Like Warren has lost over 10 pounds in 1 month by following his macro guide. Zachary, who finally can see his abs again while gaining muscle from following a meal plan. Or Vlad, who was on a lean bulk, put on 30 plus pounds of muscle in over a year without putting on unnecessary fat, as you can see right here. Now, you may be wondering, how does communication and accountability work? Typically, people see great results with their physique whenever they decide to dedicate to changing their body for a period of time, but they're doing it alone. So when tough times come up, or maybe they travel, 1 week turns into, oh, I haven't worked out in 2 weeks, or I'm only working out once every 5 or 6 days, where I was 3 to 5 days a week before. This is why accountability and communication is so huge. Those times where you may have quit before, if you have somebody holding you accountable, you're going to continue to show up for your plan. I do 5 to 7 accountability checks for my clients every single week. Now, this varies for every single client that I have, because everybody's going to be a little bit different. Some of my clients I send scripture over to. Some of my clients I just ask how they're doing today or how they're feeling. Weekly check-ins for nutrition plan and workout form updates. So every week I'll do updates on the nutrition plan based off of how your fat loss and muscle gain has been. I'll make the appropriate adjustments. Also, you may be getting a bit bored of your diet. I will make adjustments based off your diet if you're following a meal plan for a situation like that as well. Form check-ins. I have my clients send form check-ins of their workouts. This could be one set in the workout, or it could be every single exercise for the workout. Within a month, I get my clients' form dialed in from these form check-ins. So why do I have them send check-ins every single week? Because like anything else, when it's not checked upon, bad habits can start to form again. So I make sure they continuously send updates every single week, even if it is one exercise or if it's every exercise, to make sure that their form is staying dialed in once we dialed it in within the first month. 4-week program updates. Every 4 weeks, I like to update my clients' programs. There are situations where I will keep the program the same. Let's say the client is enjoying the program and it's seeing phenomenal results. There isn't a need for a change there. Now, let's say the program is getting great results, but the client's getting a bit tired of the program, just out of boredom. I will make changes to the program there as well, because passion and enjoyment is going to be a huge driver on how well you execute the program. Also, you'll have 24/7 access to me. So anytime you want to have questions, communication, whether that's about the workouts, how you're doing mentally, mental health check-ins, or even if you want to share scripture and pray with me, you have 24/7 access to reach out to me through text, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Now you may be thinking, Will, this sounds great, or this is something that could really help me out. What are the next steps? So right below, I'll have my calendar link. It'll ask you a few questions, fill them out, and we can come up with a game plan to personally help you in your situation, so you can start getting great results with your fitness and health without taking time away from your work, your family, and your social life. And if it makes sense on that call, we can discuss coaching options. So for the next steps, just hit that calendar link below and we can get something sorted out. Thank you for tuning into the video, and God bless you.